Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a video I wasn't really expecting to make on this, what is quite a nice sunny-ish Saturday here in Hull. Callum is going to leave the club this summer after 4 years here. His contract is up. His 1 year extension was activated at the end of last season. So it was always a likely thing to happen, and it's something I expected to happen, but seeing him play a little bit more in recent weeks made me think, okay, maybe he might stick around. But as it turns out, he isn't, and I'm just going to read the statement that the club have released for you and a little bit more in depth about how I feel. If I keep looking up, it's because I've got the TV on watching the coronation, because why not? So the statement reads, left back Callum is to leave Hull City after 4 years in East Yorkshire when his contract expires this summer. The 28-year-old has made 137 appearances in black and amber since signing from Leicester City in August 2019 and was an important member of our 2020-21 League One title winning side. Named in the Divisional Team of the Year, the Australia international provided 9 assists and contributed to 18 clean sheets in 44 outings as we were crowned third-tier champions. His one Hull City goal was a stunner against Northampton Town in April 2021, a delightful left-footed curler into the top corner in a convincing 3-0 home win. The fullback has helped the Tigers consolidate in the Championship over the last 2 seasons, making 31 appearances in all competitions last term. The Sydney-born defender also became a full international when he made his Australia debut in a 3-0 World Cup qualifying victory over China in September 2021. Head coach Liam Rossini said, I'd like to thank Callum for his unbelievable service to me during my time here and to the club before then, especially the promotion from League One. He's been a key part of the squad with his leadership and personality in the dressing room. He works at 100% every day and has always showed great mentality at the training ground. It was a very difficult decision to allow him to leave the club, but I've got no worries. He's going to have very good championship clubs interested in him. We all wish him the best for the future. Vice Chairman Tan Kessler said, Callum has been brilliant for us and was a massive part of this club's League One success story and has helped us establish ourselves in the Championship. He will always be part of our family and be welcome at this club. Everyone at Hull City would like to thank Callum for his efforts over the last 4 years and wish him well in the future. Now, the approach I'm going to take for the rest of this video is, it's threefold. There's what about Callum and how I think he's played, and did he maybe deserve a new contract? There's Brandon Fleming, what this could mean for him, and in the summer as well. So starting off with Callum, I think it's sad news, although it's news I expected. It's news I've become a little bit sort of... Well, I've been expecting it all season, but it's news I haven't been over the last few weeks, if you get what I'm trying to say. It's news I've thought I wouldn't get. I thought the news we'd get is that he'd been offered a new deal. But quite clearly that isn't the case, and even though he's performed well, that isn't the case. I wish him the best. He's a great guy. He's always been great with the fans, and he'll no doubt go on to have success elsewhere. He's in his peak right now. He's got another 3 or 4 years left in his peak, and he'll definitely get a championship move somewhere, and he'll hope that it's one that can propel him back into the Australia fold, which, based on recent performances, he definitely deserves. And had it not been for injuries and other stuff at the start of this season, he may well have been called up for the World Cup, but that's just one of them things. For the summer, we'll approach this next. I think this definitely shows we're looking at a left back. And be that Ryan Manning, who I think is a player we'd be silly not to at least put an offer in for, because he's leaving Swansea, he's said that, that he's leaving Swansea, and the other week he tore us to bits, and this season he's been one of the best left-backs in the league. He'll no doubt have offers, but I think it's silly if we don't go for him. And then there's Ridvan Yilmaz, who's at Rangers at the minute, and a lot of people are saying he might be who Adrian teased, the 7 million bid we put in, but he moved elsewhere and now wants to come back, having not played much and different things like that. There are two players I think that could be, Ridvan Yilmaz and Vedat Mariki. Mariki in La Liga has played really well this season. I think he scored a couple of goals. He's been playing games, so I don't think it's him. But I think it is Ridvan Yilmaz. They're the only two names for me that come to mind based on the rumours last season. Baz Cooper said in a Q&A thing yesterday he knows who the name is, but he's not going to reveal it because it doesn't do the player, the selling club, and City, the buying club, any favours. But he knows who Adrian was on about. But then the other one, so to summarise that point, I think it definitely shows we're looking for a left back. And the final point, Brandon Fleming and other players. Flems has gone out and got experience to a certain extent at Oxford this season, which is what Rossini wanted him to do, and he thinks very highly of Brandon Fleming. But is Fleming at the age he is now going to settle for just playing second fiddle? And then there's Greavesy as well, who's been playing at left back a lot this year. Where's that leaving him? Is he going to be a first choice centre half again? What's that going to mean for Jones or McLaughlin? Are we going to sign another centre half? You know, Flem's is 24 now. Does he want to sit back and that's going to be what? And his career is going to be just defined as right a Hull City backup, because although it's his hometown club, he'll want to be out playing games. And if we sign Ridvan Yilmaz or Ryan Manning, I appreciate those two signings are very, very aspirational, but they're two that aren't out of the realms of possibility, if you get what I'm trying to say. And there's no doubt Rossini will have other targets. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, we won't... Very clear he doesn't want to reveal those names in case anything... Well, until the very last minute, in case anything goes wrong. But it's going to leave Fleming, who as recently as 9 months ago signed a new long contract to keep him at the club until 2025, I want to say. So he signed a long contract as Fleming, and he was one who Shota really liked, and the start of his season was interrupted by injuries. He was one, I think, who Adrian really liked when he first took over the club, because of the impression he made on him when Shota just threw him in because he had no other choice against Swansea in his first game, and he played really well and continued to do so throughout the season. But this verdict this morning makes for very, very interesting debate and discussion, and I'm sure that will happen on the preview tomorrow, which you should tune in for. It's going to be slightly earlier, I'm not sure exactly what time, but I think it will be slightly earlier, purely because I want to have a good sleep before Luton. And I'm sure this will feed a lot of debate into the summer as well. But I'm gutted to see Callum leave, because he's a great guy and he's a solid Championship player. But that's it from me. I'll see you tomorrow for the preview for the final game of the season, and I'm sure we'll see Callum playing in that final game to get a goodbye to the fans. Take care, everyone. See you later. Goodbye.